Have you ever wondered what those brown bugs crawling on the window of your dorm room are? Well, for your nose's sake, I think it would be better to find out before you go ahead and crush them. We sat down with an expert on this bug, Mr. Eric Von Fleet, who works for Monsanto doing research on this bug, the brown marmorated stink bug. Mr. Fleet gave us some information on how the bug got to Pennsylvania and specifically why they like it here so much.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of details on the specifics. The first sightings were in eastern Pennsylvania in 1998, and all the hypotheses are that it came in on a shipping container. But the thing to know about stink bugs is they're highly adaptable, and they can live in a wide range of conditions. So the regions of Japan and central China that the brown marmorated stink bug originates from is similar in a climate perspective to the area of Pennsylvania that they established themselves in. And there's a lot of history of stink bug species becoming invasive and having a very wide range.
We were then interested on what the people of Lewisburg thought about this bug, so we headed downtown and asked some store owners to tell us experiences that they have had with the brown marmorated stink bug.
I have actually. I was recently looking through clothes at my parents' house, and they actually have a storage unit above the garage, and I had my clothes all covered in plastic bags, but underneath the stink bugs were actually able to crawl up into my clothes, and they were in my sweaters, like in the knitting, and just like all over my clothes, in the sleeves and everywhere. And so I actually had to like go through every single piece of clothing and flick all of the stink bugs in the toilet, and I'm pretty sure there were about 20 in there.
Just people coming from other parts of the country and staying in our house and opening the bed linens, and then there would be stink bugs in there. It would freak everybody out. They're not mean, they don't do anything, they just exist.
Years ago they were really, there were a lot of them. They were in my house. They were just everywhere, and in the last, I think, 2 years they've hardly been around at all. So yeah, they're around, but they don't bother me.
Actually, at my old house, we used to get them in on our porch sometimes, so, they were annoying, not that many, but they would, especially this time of year.
But are these stink bugs that we find in our attics and in our clothing harming us in any way? We decided to ask Mr. Von Fleet for his professional opinion.
The brown marmorated stink bug, it's mostly a nuisance pest. It does have an impact on agriculture, particularly orchards. But the thing about stink bugs is they live their life cycle in a way that they have 4 or 5 generations in a year. And then as the weather cools down, they overwinter as adults. And so they will try to get under the leaf litter in a forest or get under some dead tree bark. But why go to all that effort when you have a nice warm garage to invade? And thus, a lot of people complain about stink bugs being nuisance pests, getting into their house, getting all over their gardens, things like